Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can set up your bullet journal. This is a setup that can be used in the beginning of the year or the middle of the year or just anytime that you want or whenever you're starting your bullet journal. We're going to start off with the key. The key is not necessary, but it does help me stay organized. It helps me know which symbols are which. It also saves me some words and it draws my attention to certain symbols that I know are for really important things, like especially for school. I have some symbols that are for graded assignments, I have some for due dates, I have some for lessons, notes, homework. All of that just helps me stay organized and know if I'm doing a task or if I'm completing the task or if I already started it. It just helps me stay organized. I would say you don't need all of these symbols, most of these are just customizable. The most common symbols are the ones for task, the completed task, the started task, the event, and the cancel task. But the other ones are just some that I kind of customized. Some of them I just made up because they work for me. And now that the key is done, I'm moving on to decorating. I've really been into ripped paper lately, so I thought I would just put that in the corner. And then I took a glittery gray gel pen and drew some stars because I thought that it would just look really good. And well, it would just look like the sky, and it was like a piece of the sky that was ripped and put on the page. Also, the name of my channel is Star Cycle, so stars kind of made sense. Okay, and now we are moving on to a quote page on the left side. You obviously don't need to have quote pages on your bullet journal setup, but I really like to do quote pages. They just allow me to doodle a bit, to put some inspiring quotes. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to start a bullet journal, and I think it's a great idea. If you're thinking about it, just go for it. It's really fun. You really don't have to keep up with all the trackers. Sometimes starting out is kind of hard. It's kind of hard to just remember to use your bullet journal. My first month was really hard, but I'm getting used to it, I'm getting better, and it's just been really fun to do all the doodles, to think about the themes, to plan everything out. I really enjoyed it. And it's also helped me stay more organized. Okay, so the quote says the best time for new beginnings is now because, like I said, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to start a bullet journal. So, especially because it was like the middle of the year. But I went for it and I'm so glad I did, so I just thought that would be like a really good quote. And now I am going in with another pen and I'm just going to be doodling or writing down 2020. This is another optional spread. You really don't have to do either of these, but I just thought that would be like a nice thing that you can see when you open the bullet journal. It's just kind of like my artistic side, but you definitely don't need these spreads. Also, if you were wondering, I am going to be linking down all of the materials that I use in the description box down below, so check that out if you have any questions or if you would like to know what materials you can use to start out your bullet journal. Once again, I decided to put some ripped pieces of paper on the page because that would just go with the theme. As you can tell, the theme for just the start of a bullet journal can be pretty simple. Mine is just barely using any color. I'm really not using any color, I'm just using black and white and, well, just black pens and some gray glittery gel pens for the black paper sometimes. I really just want to keep it monochromatic because it's the start of the year. I don't want it to be too crazy. This is sort of the bullet journal, so I don't want it to be too crazy because then the rest of the bullet journal tends to get a little bit more crazy with all the themes and colors and everything, so I just wanted to do like a neutral start. And I'm actually really liking it so far. But of course, if you want to do something else for the beginning, you can definitely pick something else. This is just an idea. Okay, and now we are moving on to another spread that I've seen in a lot of bullet journals. This one is a goals spread. So I just took a piece of paper once again and used that for the title. And I'm going to divide my spread or my page into 4 different sections, just goals. You can do this even if it's at the beginning of the year. It doesn't have to be the beginning of the year thing. I've seen it a lot at the beginning of the year, but it's also important to set goals in the middle of the year. Honestly, it doesn't really matter when you're starting. It's okay to put goals. So I separated it into 4 sections, and you will see that those sections, you can really customize them. I chose some really simple ones. I just had life, work, or like school, and health. And then my last one was random, because I feel like sometimes it's just really fun to have some random goals. Like if you want to learn to, I don't know, do some tricks on a skateboard or something like that. I feel like that would just be kind of fun to have some random goals. Next, I am doing my 2020 at a glance spread. This one just has like little mini calendars of every single month. This one is not really needed, but I feel like I just find it really helpful when I have all the months laid out in front of me. And then I didn't want to bore you, so you'll see that I skipped all of the numbering for a little bit, because you all know how to do some numbering. So I just thought that would be a little bit boring, so I just skipped that and cut that from the video. Once again, I cut another piece of paper, or ripped it out of a notebook, and then I'm writing 2020 at a glance on it and then gluing it down on the page. And next is my grid guide cheat sheet. This is just to you'll see, I'm just gonna number all of the dots horizontally and vertically, and then I'm gonna be just drawing some lines to separate and put everything into sections to just you'll see what I'll do. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's just to create different kinds of spacings, so that when I'm creating different kinds of spreads throughout the year, I just have to flip back to the spread and know how many, for example, if I'm splitting my page into thirds, then I know how many squares or dots I have to leave in between, or if I want to just do, I don't know, it depends on the spread, but I just kind of did some examples, or separate the page into things that I thought that I would use. Obviously not every single spread is going to be the same, so I just did a lot of different kinds of of just separations and stuff. I also color coded this. This was the only time that I used color throughout this whole bullet journal setup, because I just thought that it would be easier to find what I needed if it was with a little bit of color, but I didn't go too crazy on it. It is a little hard to explain how to use this, but if you guys want me to make like a separate video or just go really into detail, it's just how you can use one of this, comment that down below and I'll definitely do that. Okay, next I'm just going to be doing another quote page. I know that I'm doing a lot of quotes, but I just thought that at the beginning of the year it would be fun to just be kind of, I don't know, have some, I mean it's not the beginning of the year, but at the beginning of my bullet journal, I thought that it would be fun to have some inspiring quotes and just to help me get inspired to do my bullet journal, I guess. It was also just really fun to doodle, and I feel like this is just something that I really like about bullet journaling, just like the freedom to doodle and to do anything you want with every single page, really. Customize it as much as you want. So, like I said, since you customize it, you really don't have to do all of the quote spreads. I would recommend you to do all of the other spreads that I was showing, just because they're really useful. As a beginner, I have to say that they've all really helped me out. And I would not say that all of them are essential, but I feel like they're really, really helpful and they're really good spreads to just start out with. Right here, just the quote, it says, "It's never too late to go after a new dream." Oh, and then I drew a cloud because I was just thinking like dream kind of goes with clouds because they're kind of dreamy, I guess. But then I ripped out a piece of paper and I put it over the cloud because I was just trying to figure out if it would go well with like the theme or just a rough paper that I was constantly using throughout all of these spreads. In the end, I decided to use it, even if you could see a little bit of the cloud underneath. But I really liked the rough paper. It's an obsession. Okay, and next is our last spread for the beginning of the bullet journal. As you can see on the right side, I do have another spread planned out. I will be showing you more spreads that I put at the beginning of my bullet journal in future videos. But I just thought that I would make a video of like the most important ones, the ones that you would really use as a beginner. The other ones are more like self-care or just things that I want to track or manage, or just other ideas for spreads. I'll definitely make a video of them and show you what I have put down. But this video just has like the essentials. So this spread that I'm showing you is the future log. It just has the months that just like the future months. I did film this in July, so I do have July on there, but obviously you don't have to put all of the months, just the months that you're gonna need. You're just putting down the months and leaving some space underneath, because that's where you're just gonna like put some bullet points of things that you know are gonna happen ahead. Like if you have any birthdays, you can just put it there, because you probably won't have the weekly spreads for all of those months. So it's just good to have that for future events that you already have planned out. And then I obviously put some ripped paper because that just went with the theme. Okay, you guys, now I'm just going to show you the final bullet journal setup, or just like, remember that these are the beginning pages of my bullet journal, just like the essential spreads that I think you need to have, especially as a beginner. But anybody, just if you're starting a bullet journal, you can use this spread to start out with. Like I said, I'm going to be making another video with more spreads that you can add. Some are really fun, some are about self-care, which is really important right now, especially in quarantine. And then others are just like fun trackers. So obviously I have my key at first, then the quote, the 2020 sign, my goal planner, and my 2020 at a glance spread, and then the grid guide cheat sheet, another quote. Oh, messed up, I have to glue that down a little bit better. And finally, my future vlog. You can kind of see it as a birthday scratch. But yeah, I have way more ideas in here. Other trackers, more fun stuff. I'll show you how to make all these. I haven't made all of them yet. Oh, this is my July bullet journal setup. And then we have, oh, that was a bad spread. August. If you guys haven't seen my August bullet journal setup, I'll use like a sneak peek so you can go see it. I have 2 videos because I had to do it in 2 parts, but yeah. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys really liked it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and